Okay, hello everybody. hello and welcome. What is up, everybody? Excuse me. First time I'm actually physically speaking today, so trying to get the throat in order. How are you? What is up? Hopefully you're doing well. This morning I'm actually enjoying some tea. That is correct. I actually have some orange spice black tea sweetened with honey. It is very nice for the throat. Perfect when I'm about to start a pre-stream where I got to talk for a little bit. And I'm thinking I may do this more often. I may prepare a nice warm tea to start to loosen the vocal cords as I begin my daily gameplay streams. I think it might be a good idea. So, hello everybody. I see more and more people are actually joining the stream. I just tweeted that we went live, so undoubtedly over the next, 20, 30 minutes as we do pre-stream here, more people will be joining. If you're not aware, today is, indeed, Wednesday, December 20th, 2017. That's right. There's only 5 days left till Christmas, folks. We're in the final holiday push. All right, the final holiday push. And what that means is that within the next few days, we are going to be doing a lot of holiday-themed stuff. I'm sure that you and your personal friends, family, and stuff might be doing holiday-themed stuff. I will be as well here daily on my live streams, okay? So if you're not aware, I'll go through the rough schedule for the next few days because it all begins tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. All of this holiday hype begins tomorrow, and pretty much every single day I'll have something holiday related for you, and or something special, because I think Wednesday I'm not doing, or Wednesday, excuse me, Saturday I don't think I'm doing anything holiday related, but I'll have something special for you regardless that you should enjoy, okay? So let's talk, everybody. First of all, today, I'm only doing one gameplay stream today, alright, and if you're not aware, today is going to be the conclusion of Life is Strange Before the Storm. Now, for those of us who bought the special edition, you get an extra episode at a later date. It has not been promised when this episode will be available, so I honestly have no idea when we'll be doing this special bonus episode. But hold on a second. But, ladies and gentlemen, the deal is that today we will be doing episodes 2 and 3. Okay. Episodes 2 and 3 all in one session today. Episode 2 came out a couple months ago. What was that? October, I believe it came out. In the midst of all these big AAA releases, if you guys remember, October was a pretty heavily loaded month when it came to video game releases. You had Shadow of War, Evil Within 2, South Park: The Fractured Butthole, just to name a few. That was like the first half of the month. The second half of the month was also insanely cramped with releases. So that being said, when all these episodic games were coming out, I didn't have a chance to sit down and play them. I mean, there was a ton. There was Batman, there was Guardians of the Galaxy, there was Life is Strange. I was like, man, I can't just take time away from the new AAA releases I was playing to be playing these episodic games. So in regards to Life is Strange, if you're not aware, the final episode, episode 3, released yesterday, and a lot of people were actually having problems getting it. In fact, I'm very happy that I did not plan on playing these episodes yesterday, because it was a big report that people were trying to get off PSN that we couldn't download it, or they would download it and we would try to install it and it would install, or then they would install it, but the game wouldn't say that it was installed. And actually, that's what happened to me. So I had it set up that the game was supposed to automatically download the episodes when available so I could automatically play them because I had purchased the whole season pass. But then it didn't work. Like, it downloaded, but then when you went in the game, it said, oh, you still have to install the episode. So you would click on it, okay, install it, and it would bring you to the page for the episode, and it would say, oh, it's already installed. Huh? So basically it was an endless loop of not being able to play. I had to do this manual thing, such a pain in the butt. I had to go to the game through my library on the PS4, my games library, and then I had to check license, like, permissions through the page of the library. And there it stated, oh, you have access to episodes 2 and 3. And I had to manually enable the downloads from there. Now, that's not even a normal page you would go to do that. So it was kind of annoying. But through this backdoor method, I was able to install both episodes. Okay? And so today, that's what we're going to be doing. It's going to be both episodes of Life is Strange Before the Storm. Now, for those who don't remember, it was way back in late August. Okay? 4 months ago. 4 months ago, when ooh, foot is itching. It was 4 months ago when I played the first episode of Life is Strange Before the Storm. Now, I really enjoyed the original Life is Strange. I thought it was a really unique episodic game. It had great dialogue. It was interesting because you had these kind of angsty teenagers at this private school kind of dealing with stuff. But then you had this time manipulation mechanic that was really unique. And there was a good comedy involved in it as well. So I thought it was really good. Well, folks, I played Life is Strange Before the Storm back in August, and it was kind of the polar opposite. It seemed like the writing had degraded into more cringeworthy stuff. It just didn't seem realistic to me. It felt to me like a bunch of 30-something hipsters thought that they were writing like they knew what current teenagers would say or do. And it just was really, in a lot of ways, very groan-worthy. Like, it just wasn't very good, in my opinion. The other thing was, it was startlingly apparent that the time manipulation mechanic that made the first game unique and interesting, when it was stripped from the game, because this is a prequel, that does not even involve time manipulation at all, at least to this point. When it was taken out as a factor, episode 1 was just very bad. Like, it wasn't entertaining. It was more like, oh my god, are you serious? They're actually going with this as what kids would say, and this is a serious plot? This is terrible, very, very groan-worthy. So, that being said, I didn't really like it. And that was disappointing because, the first season, well, I say the first season, it was really the core game of Life is Strange 2 years ago, was a surprise hit. Like, no one expected it to be any good. It ended up being one of the sleeper hits of 2015. So, to come back to this kind of prequel scenario and to not to be very good is a little bit disappointing, all right? So, now, folks, fast forward to present day. We're going to be doing 2 of these episodes back to back. I almost think this is the right thing to do. Let's just get through it. Even if it's terrible, let's get through it. Let's finish it off, right? Let's see the true prequel story of Rachel and what happened to her, since we still have no idea. If you remember, where we last left Rachel and Chloe, Rachel was so angry at catching her dad having this undercover meeting with a woman in the park, and it seemed like he was cheating on the mother, that Rachel got so angry she lit a picture of her and her dad when she was a kid on fire, threw it into a trash can, then knocked the trash can over, setting a giant forest fire. Which is not good. For those of you who aren't aware, regularly in both the states of Oregon and Washington, and even California, we have wildfires out here that cause extensive property damage, and in some cases, loss of homes and loss of life. So, not a very funny thing, honestly. Like, har, this is hilarious. She set the forest on fire. Not really. Like, for those of us who live out here, we realize this is a serious problem. And, pretty messed up, right? That's how the first episode ended. So now we're going to continue on. And by the way, there was a hint at the end of episode 1 that Rachel apparently has some kind of supernatural powers, just like Max did in the original Life is Strange. She had this weird ability where, like, she pushed the flames, and it's like, what the hell was that? I guess we're going to get more info on that, hopefully, in today, because we're finishing the game up, right? So, that's what we're doing today. We're finishing up all of Life is Strange Before the Storm. Obviously, this kind of game lends itself a little bit better to my on-the-fly reactionary commentary. So I am hoping to kind of do some just, good reactionary commentary to what's happening in the game. Hey, if the game's groan-worthy, I'm going to groan. All right? So that's it for today's gameplay stream, FYI, folks. And no gameplay stream tonight. So usually I do 2. I'm not doing 2 today because I have to go grocery shopping. You know, basically preparing for this holiday week. I'm going to be getting some snacks for Friday's gaming marathon, which I'm going to talk about in a moment. I'm going to be buying the stuff for my Christmas Day dinner. So going out to grab some things, you know. And so since I'm doing that, obviously no time for a second stream tonight. All right. Tomorrow, folks. Tomorrow. It's time, folks. It's time to begin the holiday fun. All right. If you're not aware, tomorrow, Holiday Ask the King. It's my bi-monthly Q&A show where I answer your questions. All right. I strongly recommend it. With 24 hours left, please go to my website, thekingofhate.com, and post up your questions on my forums. There's been a thread up there for 2 months for you to do so. So no excuses. Please post up your questions. I'll be taking the best ones and or the ones that I feel I can answer the most entertaining fashion for the show. In addition, if you are a patron of mine who pledged $20 or more, either in the months of October or November, you are owed a question to be answered on the show. So please head over, again, to thekingofhate.com to the patrons only section. There's a thread there where you can post up your questions, and it will be answered guaranteed on the show tomorrow. Okay? Sounds good? I hope so. All right, so that's going to be my first gameplay stream tomorrow, even though it's not gameplay. It'll just be a first stream tomorrow. Roughly starting around 1 p.m. More than likely what I'll do is I'll be, you know, reviewing and or picking the right questions for the show between like 11 to 12:30. And then I will also be expecting Twitter questions, but I accept Twitter questions only during like a very short period of time. So it behooves you to post up your questions on the forums if you really want me to review them and get them answered, okay? So, folks. So, that being said, that's going to be tomorrow, the Q&A show. And I'll be dressed up. Well, not be dressed up, but you're going to see my holiday decorations during the show, which is pretty cool. I'll be wearing, you know, probably something Christmassy. We'll see. I'll wear something Christmassy during the show. And I'm hoping to get some Christmas-themed questions during that show as well. I guess we'll see. Okay? Now, tomorrow night, more PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Oh, boy. Folks, true story. Last night, I had a dream about PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. I'm not even kidding. Last night, I was playing the game. Well, I was playing the game. But then, when I went to sleep last night, I was dreaming about playing this game. This never happens. I almost never, ever, all right, have any kind of dreams about my work. That's true. Usually if I have dreams, it's not about playing games. That's the last thing that I have a dream about. It'll be about, you know, going out and doing something outside the house or spending time with like my girlfriend. I've had many dreams about now, and, you know, different things like that. You know, I usually don't have dreams about gaming of all things. Okay. So, yeah, kind of odd that I would have this dream. I literally dreamt I was sitting here on my love seat playing PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. I'm not even lying. You know, and I dreamt that basically people were having a fun time. People were coming in, they were enjoying the streams, and, you know, they were going nuts. Basically how they have been doing the past few sessions that I've played this game. And of course, what's funny is people in the stream, so a few people in the stream chat are saying, that's it, you must dedicate your life to only playing PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. You will become a successful solo PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds streamer. Yes. Well, the bottom line is, the last few times I've played the game, I've actually enjoyed it more. Not because of the game, because I've been having a lot of fun just talking with people in the stream chat and kind of shooting the shit. I think that's more of the highlight of the game than the actual game, because about every time you play the game, the first 15 to 20 minutes are boring as shit. It's not until you get to the end of the match when it's, you know, you're in a little isolated area and there's only like 10 people left, and now, gee, who's going to kill who, right? That's when it really gets interesting. So, that being said, tomorrow night, more PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, all right? Hope you'll join me for that gameplay stream. Friday, big day, folks, finally. After all the anticipation for months, right? It was all the way back in October when I first proposed this. Friday. It is the big holiday gaming marathon. All right. I will be playing a variety of holiday-themed video games this coming Friday. And already I saw that Glitch Crazed in the stream chat had asked, what games are leading the polls? What are you going to be playing for sure? I can tell you there's this one game where I guess it's supposed to be like a cleanup crew for crimes. And you're cleaning up the North Pole because Santa went nuts and killed all the elves. So that's one of the games I'll be playing. Another one is a game, Nights into Dreams Christmas Edition. So I'll be getting the Nights into Dreams HD Edition that was released a few years ago, but it has a code where you can unlock the Christmas special stage, and I'll be playing through that. There's one other game too. God, what the hell was it? There's a third game that is leading the poll. Oh, I remember. It's Home Alone. Home Alone for the SNES and Genesis. You know, people are saying the Genesis version may be better. So, yeah, that's a good one. That's a classic one. A classic throwback game from the 1990s that I'd be very much looking forward to playing. But there's also 3 other games. All right. 3 other games that have been nominated. There's Elf Bowling, Merry Gear Solid, and I think Jazz Jackrabbit Holiday Edition, something like that. From what I don't understand, each of these games, like if I play through them, you know, even if I play through as long as I want, could last only as long as 2 hours, but most of them are short. So potential, folks, is even though there will be like a top 3 games that are voted in by the patrons, I may be playing more than that. I may end up, I'm probably more than likely going to get all of these games. All right. I'll probably get all of them in preparation for this event, and then I'll just play through certain ones, and then, you know, if we get through them, I'll go to other ones. So basically, it's going to be a lot of gaming stuff on Friday, okay? Now, the way it's going to work, the marathon will start roughly around noon, okay? Noon Pacific time on Friday. I'll be dressed up. In fact, I have 2 different holiday-themed ugly sweaters to wear, and a few other things I'm not going to spoil. And I'll be drinking. In fact, last night I posted up a picture on my Instagram and Twitter of the liquor I'll be drinking. I've got eggnog, alcoholic eggnog that has brandy, whiskey, and rum in it. I've got Winter Jack, which is basically Jack Daniel's whiskey mixed with apple cider liqueur. Okay? So they call it like Tennessee cider or something like that. And I got 3 special kinds of beer. I've got Game of Thrones Winter is Here beer, which is a very strong 10% alcoholic percentage beer. I've also got Santa's Butt beer. And I got a third one that's called like Elf's Criminally Insane beer or something like that. So, pretty interesting. I'll be testing out all these liquors during the stream. I'll be drinking. It's going to be a holiday festive event. I hope you will join me on Friday if at all you can. If not, no worries. I will be recording all the festivities and uploading them to DSPGaming as I usually do. All right. Worst case scenario. All right. Worst case scenario. If I get too drunk and I don't record properly, I'll set it up so that, you know, Twitch backs up the stream and then later I can export it. Okay. But I'm hoping for a holly jolly festive event. I hope you guys will join me all day Friday if you can for the festivities. Okay. Now, Saturday is something a little different. Saturday, I will not be doing anything holiday related, but I will be playing the Monster Hunter World Beta that is going live on actually Friday. So I'll be playing it on Saturday, and I believe that Kekken will be joining me for co-op in that. So we'll be messing around a little bit in the world of Monster Hunter World and see how it goes. See, I missed out on the first beta earlier this month because I was on time off. So pretty much everyone will have a heads up on this game. You know, on top of me, you'll know a lot more about it than I do. Okay. And then on Saturday night, yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is correct. More PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Even more. All right. So, yes, that'll be fun. And then Sunday, it is the big return, my annual event, ladies and gentlemen. It happens again. I've been doing it every year for pretty much, as long as I can remember. It's the WWE 2K18 Holiday Sim Spectacular in a simulated pay-per-view style event. I will be simulating a series of fantasy wrestling matches featuring literally no real wrestlers. It'll be all weird created wrestler content. If you've seen over the last few years, the times that I've done this, it's featured many different characters, including characters from real life celebrities, pop culture, presidential candidates, cartoon characters, anime characters, Marvel and DC superheroes, horror movie villains. I mean, pretty much anyone is fair game. And let me tell you, folks, this year, with what I've seen, I've already started downloading some of the things I want for this event. My God, it's going to be spectacular, folks. It really is. So if you're wondering, the way it's going to work, it's going to be a regular stream when we turn it on, and basically it's going to be me simulating matches in WWE 2K18 and doing commentary over them. What's going to be in this year's event? Well, I guarantee you we will have the return of the King of Christmas tournament. Yes, once again it has returned, folks. Characters from all over the holiday spectrum. Anyone is game who's been involved in a holiday-themed event, okay? They'll be competing in order to try and earn the King of Christmas title. Every year we have this annual tournament. It's a series of matches, all right, where basically different characters from holiday-themed culture stuff duke it out for a chance to go into the title match, and then we have a final title match where the winner becomes the King of Christmas for that year, all right? So I'm probably going to have maybe like 2 to 3 qualifying matches for this, where various different characters will be fighting, you know, probably going to have like a TLC match, a tables match, all kinds of crazy stuff, all right? So we'll see how this goes. I don't exactly know how it's going to go. We'll have to see, okay? Just to give you guys some examples, previous contenders we've had, Jesus himself, the Grinch, Ebenezer Scrooge, and more have all participated in this event. So it's going to be pretty wild, all right? I'm pretty excited for this event to return this year. Now, in addition to that, I may have 1 or 2 other kind of oddball matches thrown in. I usually do. And then the big finale, the 30-character, over-the-top rope, holiday-themed battle royal. That's right. And that's always the culmination. It usually takes about an hour for this match. No lie. It's like one of the longest things I do. It takes so long for this match because there's 30 characters who come out like every 30 seconds to a minute. And whenever there's 6 people in the ring, they don't allow another character to come out. So it usually takes quite a long time for this event to finish. So it's going to be pretty exciting. I certainly hope that you guys are excited as much as I am for this event. Okay? This Sunday, that's my one live gameplay stream. By the way, typically this event runs really long. Like, no lie. I think sometimes it can last upwards of 5 hours. I'm okay with that. I'm going to stream as long as it takes to finish it. Because sometimes these matches go real fast, and sometimes they take forever. Because the game mechanics can be pretty wonky, especially in the WWE games if you have like a special match type. Sometimes things just get completely out of hand, and the match never ends. All right. Excuse me. So that being said, we'll see what happens. All right, we'll see what happens, and it's going to be a fun event. I hope you'll join me again for that on Sunday. Sunday night, no second stream because I'll be doing the weekend preview, and in addition to that, I have a bunch of personal stuff. Like I have a stack of bills to pay, and I know people are saying, but Sunday's Christmas Eve, folks. Phil's going to be sitting around doing adult stuff like paying bills. Yeah, that's the reality of my life. Is it's the end of the month. I have a bunch of bills due, and I have to pay them. And Sunday night is the only free time I have to do it. So that's when I'll be doing it. All right, and then Monday, folks. On Monday, Christmas Day. Yes, I'll be doing 2 events. Yes, I'll be here all day. First of all, I'm going to be doing an IRL-style stream. What will the stream be? Well, basically, folks, what I'd like to do is a few things, talking to you guys. Number 1, I would like to do a full recap of everything that happened this year. Because this year, 2017, was one of the craziest years I've ever had in my entire life. Between so much shit going on. My job was in jeopardy multiple times for multiple reasons. You know, leaving my 5-year relationship, which was completely just devastating in quite a lot of ways and completely life-changing. Okay. But then flipping stuff into a positive, right? Changing my style up and becoming more of an interactive live streamer with you guys, right? Very different than what I used to do, being just like an isolated YouTuber. And while that was all going on, meeting, someone else special, and, basically my life has changed a lot in 2017, a very big amount, okay? And I'll definitely tell you, this year in particular, even though there's been a ton of negative, and there still is a ton of negative, let's face it, with this looming tax issue and everything, there's been a lot of positive too. And what I want to kind of do is just reflect on all of that. I want to tell you guys about my plans for the future and my goals. All right. What I'd like to do, if possible, in the future. And, what I'm looking forward to in 2018. And all kinds of stuff. Plus, I want to talk about Christmas. It's going to be Christmas Day, of course. I want to talk about some awesome Christmas times that I've had. Holidays that I can particularly remember having a lot of fun on Christmas Day. I want to tell you about my holiday traditions on Christmas, and I want to hear from you. I mean, ultimately what I want to do is talk with you guys as well. I want to hear your feedback about things that have happened this year, and I want to hear about your thoughts about the future, and I want to hear about your holiday traditions and stuff. So basically it's going to be me talking, but me also interacting with many of you on the stream. It's going to be a very different style of stream than what you're used to when it comes to... Actually, I don't even know. I don't know. What I want to do is play it by ear and see how it goes. All right. I want it to be a nice, honest stream, a fun Christmas Day stream where you guys can feel like you can just come and hang out with me. All right, and have fun on Christmas Day. So if you can make it, that's great. All right. If you can't make it, I will be recording the entire thing anyway. So yes, it will be, updating on YouTube. So if you did not have a chance to be here on Christmas Day, I don't blame you. I'm pretty sure many of you will be busy with your family and friends. All right. Christmas evening, I'll be doing more PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. Yes, I will be. I know. I know, folks. I know. But yeah, I will be doing more PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds Christmas night. Okay. Sound good? And then on Tuesday, I'm going to begin something new and different. I don't know what it's going to be. It could be the LA Noire HD playthrough. And in fact, I'm kind of leaning toward that. I'm thinking that may be what I want to do that day for something different. And then Tuesday night, I will not be live streaming because Tuesday night I'm going to be working on my year-end series. That's right. People have been wondering, gee, Phil, when are your year-end series going to begin? Okay. And people are like, well, they're going to start Tuesday night because what I'm going to do is begin work on the worst games of the year countdown. That's right. Typically, I call them the most disappointing games of the year. I don't know what I'm going to call it. I might call it the worst games or most disappointing. I don't know. We'll see. And I'm going to run down the games I played in 2017 that I thought were fucking stinkers. All right. Yeah, it's going to be a pretty fun countdown. I'm going to start work on that Tuesday night. And what I'm hoping is that by, say, Wednesday or Thursday night, I'll have at least some parts done, if not the entirety of the countdown. All right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to premiere it on Twitch first. You guys who are here for the live streams are going to see this first. I'm going to air it here live for you on stream. Okay? And then I'm going to upload those videos to YouTube. What I'm thinking of doing, all right, is doing regular gameplay streams during the daytime. Okay? Major gameplay streams during the day. At night, working on this series. And then one night, let's say after 1 to 2 days of working on it, I have episodes to release of my year-end series. I'll do a nighttime stream, and the stream will begin by airing the episodes, and then I'll play some more PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. All right? So there will still be the continuation of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds along with the year-end series. And, I'm going to be doing the worst games of the year countdown, and then I'm going to be doing my Game of the Year awards. So that's kind of the rough idea of what you can expect for the end of December heading into January. All right. Now, you might say, well, that's all well and good, Phil, but what about January? What's going to happen with this Metal Gear stuff? Well, let's go on. Good point. Let's continue. Let's go right into the transition to the next part of the pre-stream. Ladies and gentlemen, right now, there's only 11 days left in the month of December. And that means there's only 11 days left for you to pledge to my December Patreon and to make the Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 redemption runs possible. All right. Now, if you're not aware, the way it works is if I hit my standard funding goal on Patreon for this month, which is $1,125, people who have pledged $5 or more to my Patreon will be voting on if they want to see Metal Gear Solid 2 or 3 as a redemption run during the month of January. Now, the way this works is the first week of January, I'll be sending out information to the people who pledge, try to get their personal info. I'll be setting up the poll. Once I get everyone set up into the system and upgraded on my forums, they'll then be voting on this forum poll. Typically, the process takes roughly 1 to 2 weeks, okay? And so roughly around mid-January, we'll have all the data ready to go, so that I can start playing either Metal Gear Solid 2 or 3, all right? Now, that's if we hit the standard funding goal. This month in particular, I have something special set up on Patreon, a special stretch goal, all right? Normally, I'm only looking for $1,125, but especially this time in particular is a very trying time for me. I'm looking to raise enough money to pay off this giant back tax debt that I'm going to be owed by the end of January, all right? I have to pay it. I have to do this big lump sum payment by the end of January for 2017, and then I'm going to be told what I owe for back taxes. Plus, I have to pay this tax attorney that's been working with me to clear all this up. So I'm going to owe thousands upon thousands of dollars come the end of January that, quite frankly, folks, to be real with you, I don't have it, all right? That's why I'm doing this, because I need your help, okay? If we hit the stretch goal of $2,000, which would help me tremendously, I'm going to be playing both Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 back-to-back. When I say redemption runs, what I mean is I'll be playing it seriously this time, direct capture video, paying attention to the game mechanics, paying attention to the story, not constantly making fun of Hideo Kojima every 10 seconds and making fun of the game. All right? Basically doing everything I possibly can to do legitimate runs through these games, which is very different than the original playthroughs I did back in 2011 and 2012 when I was just dicking around, not paying attention, and people basically made fun of me and turned it into a big negativity movement against me, saying that I'm a terrible gamer and everything on YouTube. That's the point. You know, when I did my redemption run of Dark Souls last year, people loved it. Well, it was actually January of this year, but you see what I mean, about a year ago. And they've been asking ever since for Metal Gear, which is why I'm doing this as my special Patreon event. However, folks, the thing is, I need you to pledge, all right? I want this to happen. And number one, I want this event to be all January. I think it's going to be a great way to spend January, would be to be playing Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3. But number two, I really need your support. I need your help right now in order to make this happen. I'll be honest, very few people have pledged. Right now, I believe we're around $900. We need to hit $1,125 just to do the base goal. I think what people are doing is, you know, not really paying attention to Patreon anymore. That's not good. I need that support, folks. And right now, this is a time of need when I really need your help to get through this, to keep my house, and not have to sell it to pay off all these goddamn back taxes that I didn't even know I owed, because my tax attorney in Connecticut was not doing his goddamn job, which is why I don't employ him anymore. But yeah, you know, really, especially with the holidays coming up, you know, you want to see a very special event happen, and you want to see me be able to keep doing this like I do, daily live streams and everything in the office here, at the quality that I do them. Please consider pledging to Patreon and helping me out, all right? Sounds good? Sounds good, folks? All right. Now, here's the thing. If we hit the stretch goal, the reason this is very beneficial to you and me, not only am I going to be playing Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 during January, but also in addition to all of that, all right, what I'm going to be doing is starting the playthroughs immediately on January 1st as the main featured playthroughs, all right, which means there's not going to be two different things of downtime. You won't have, I have to wait 2 weeks for me to upgrade people on the forums and poll them for what they want to see. I'll be able to start on the 1st of January with Metal Gear Solid 2, and as soon as I finish that, which I predict I'll finish within a week, jump right into Metal Gear Solid 3. This is the ideal state, and this is what I want to do, but we got to hit the funding to do it, and right now, I think people really aren't taking this very seriously, considering the fact that I haven't seen any new pledges in a week. That's a pretty bad sign. We are nowhere near hitting the goals, folks. So please, if you want to see it happen, please pledge. Patreon.com/DarkSidePhil. I'm going to start posting this up on social media every single day, too, because that's the thing. I only talk about it on pre-streams, and I get the feeling, you know, there's a big audience out there who might want to see this who aren't even aware of it. Okay? All right. So there you go. There's the Patreon plug. So that's number one. Number two, just to throw this out there, my Teespring store, folks. I got t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, all kinds of cool stuff over there you can grab. High quality stuff, all designed by my viewers and fans. Anything you buy off my Teespring shop, I get a sizable commission and it helps me out. So please consider, buying something there if you'd like a piece of swag or merch or collectible. FYI, in 2018, a new line of product featuring my 10-year anniversary as being a gamer on the internet will be released. It's currently in development, all right? So that's up and coming for those of you who are wondering. That should be pretty cool, right? All right. Last but not least, folks. Last but not least, if you guys are here live on the stream and you enjoy my daily live streams, you like the changes I've made in 2017 to make the streams more interactive and more fun for you, and you decide to either cheer, sub, or tip to contribute during today's stream, I will give you, a verbal shout-out during the course of the stream, all right? A verbal shout-out. If you pledge, if you cheer 50 bits or more, if you subscribe to the channel and click on the share button that pops up after you do, or if you tip $2 or more, if you do any of those three things, all right, then you will also get an on-screen thank you notification that will pop up for your contribution. So you get both visual and verbal recognition for your contributions, all right, which is pretty cool. A few quick things. Number one, if you do cheer today, please include the hashtag charity. I already see some people who cheered did not include the hashtag charity. Please do so. Okay? Please do so. Because you're donating to charity by doing that. Let me put that back. You're not donating, but for every 1,000 bits that are included to hashtag cheer in the cheer messages, hashtag charity. Boy, I'm blowing this. Let's try this again. If you cheer with the hashtag charity in your cheer, for every 1,000 bits that are cheered, Twitch will donate $2 to charity. There, I got it out without flubbing it. Boy, did I flub that a million times. Okay? So yeah, please include the hashtag charity in your cheers until the end of the month. That's going to be going, I think it's actually till like the 29th or something like that. Okay? So that's number one. No skin off my back, no skin off yours. It's not like neither of us are paying for those donations. That's coming straight from Twitch. So please do that. Number two, if you've never been a subscriber of my channel before, all right, if you subscribe to the channel for the first time this month, it's 20% off. In addition, in being in the holiday spirit of giving, if you gift a subscription to anyone, meaning you buy a sub for someone else on their behalf and gift it to them, that's also 20% off. So both buying a new sub or gifting subscriptions, 20% off until the end of the month. All right. Last but not least, folks, if you are watching my live stream, okay, and if you're having fun and you're like, man, I really wish I could help Phil, but now he's mentioned a million things. He just mentioned Patreon. He just mentioned Teespring. He mentioned cheering, subbing, tipping. There's so many things. What do? I want to help him out, but what do I do to help him the most? He's got so many options here, right? God's honest truth, folks, two ways you can help me the most, especially right now with my tax situation. I owe these big amount of taxes in late January. Two ways you can help the most. Number one, pledge to my Patreon, because I get those funds right away, and making those Patreon events happen in January are only going to help me. All right, that's number one. Number two, tipping me here live on the stream today, okay? Because the tips as well I get immediately, meaning the funds both from Patreon and tips I can put towards this pending tax issue to save my butt. And that's the thing. I really need as much support as I can right now to get through this issue so that I don't have to sell my friggin' house in 2018. And that's the end of all this. No more office, no more good setup, and, going back to some shitty setup that I don't want to do. All right. Now, how do you tip? You may be wondering. If you look below the stream, all right, if you look below the stream, there is a grid of information there, all right? You got stuff like the rules for the stream. You got stuff like links to my YouTube channel, DSPGaming, where I archive all of these streams every single day. You're going to see a section there that says tips. All right? So, click on that section. There's even a picture of me posing with Pokemon there. And it'll take you to the tips page. You can either leave an anonymous tip, completely anonymously, or you can leave a message. All right? It's up to you. Totally up to you how you want to do it. All right? I'm incredibly thankful for all of you who have been helping me out this year, in particular with so much support on streams. I don't want it to end. And I don't want something that I was out of my control There was no way I could have prevented it. You know, I did my due diligence by hiring a professional tax attorney, CPA, to do his job. He did not do it, and he screwed me over. You know, I don't want all this to end because of some bullshit that was completely out of my control. It would have been one thing if, like, Phil fucked up and said something really offensive and now no one likes him anymore. Or, you know, Phil stole someone else's content and got, you know, copyright strikes. His YouTube channel's got shut down. He's out of business. This is something that has nothing to do with me. It's bullshit. And I hate that shit that, you know, now I'm in jeopardy of losing my house and having everything end because of something out of my control. So, please consider either pledging to Patreon or tipping me today. All right. Now, let's do some shout-outs. Let's see here. First of all, special thanks to both Golden Colts as well as Critical for Days, who both did some significant overnight cheering. They did so many little cheers, I'm not going to sit here and add them all up. But I just want to say shout out to both Golden Colts and Critical for Days. They both did cheers overnight when I wasn't even streaming. Thank you guys very much. I'm very appreciative of the support that you give me even when I'm not here. It really is massively appreciated. Okay? Critical for Days actually asked a question during one of his cheers. He said, do you think that some people got inspired that you never give up and love what you do and you push forward no matter what the future holds? Because I do. Yeah, you know, I get messages like that all the time. There's people who tell me, Phil, dude, you've been through so much more than any other YouTuber or any other streamer that we follow. I mean, just think of all the shit that's happened to me over the years, all right? YouTube completely changing their format from being an on-demand video format that supports people to basically going into an episodic, highly production value, everything has to be highly edited kind of a website. They changed their search algorithms to push my videos out of the search completely. How many false copyright strikes I've gotten against my YouTube channels over the years, none of which were legitimate, all falsified, for such bullshit such as using fan art in my pre-streams, which is fucking ludicrous. But yeah, I got slammed by that shit, if you can believe it. Amongst other things. I've been DDoS attacked repeatedly to knock me off the internet. I've been actually in real life swatted. And I've also had friends and family members swatted, if you can believe it. Shit, man. So much. I have email addresses as well as my physical email address, my physical mail address completely spammed with so much garbage, junk mail that they're almost unusable. You know, pizzas fucking being delivered to my goddamn house, prank calls, being doxxed as soon as I moved here, death threats. When, you know, looking to try to get business partnerships or relationships with other companies and having people go to those companies on social media and spam them saying they shouldn't do anything with me because I'm a horrible person. I've been called a pedophile. I've been called, a scam artist, a thief. And literally every one of these things, if you actually take 5 minutes to look at the factual situations, none of them are actually true at all. But this is what's happened to me since I've become a public personality, a gamer who just wants to share his daily experiences with you guys on the internet. It's fucking horrible. And with all that going on, I've never given up. You know, many times I've faced adversity. I've never given up. I've always pushed through. You know, some people even said, Phil, I don't know how you do it. If it were me or, you know, we've seen other YouTubers who've been in a lot of fucking problems like this. And that's it. They quit or they go off to do something else. You know, they can't take it. How do you keep doing it? For me, God's honest answer is, I love what I'm doing. I do. I was a gamer before I ever made a penny doing it. I made YouTube videos for 2.5 videos as a hobby, or 2.5 years, excuse me, as a hobby, before you could even monetize gameplay videos on YouTube. That's why I say, you know, I've been here for 10 years. It's true. I've been here longer than the vast majority of people who do this for a living, because I love doing it. I did it as something fun before I decided to, or before I was even forced into, because I didn't even actively choose to do it as a living. But before I even was able to make any money on it, I did it for fun. If that doesn't prove that I am a true gamer and that I do it for the love of it, I don't know what else does. In fact, in the year 2017, I would definitely say I feel more reinvigorated that I'm doing this for the love of it more than, you know, a lot of other stuff. Honestly, there were a few years there where things were a little tight, where, like, I do feel that maybe I was doing stuff just for the sake of doing it for a job. And now I really feel like I've been reinvigorated and back to where I used to be. And I love it. I actually love coming to stream every day and sharing these gameplay experiences with you guys. I do. So, all that being said, I do get a lot of messages, all right, all the time about people that say that they're inspired by me and my story. And that's one of the major reasons that keeps me going too. You know, I do feel like my success and my ongoing ability to do this is because of you guys. Because it is. It really is. Your support, both, you know, in a lot of ways. Moral support, financial support, many different ways you've supported me over the years, right? That keep me going. And I'm very appreciative of that. So, I want to keep it going, right? I feel that it is an inspirational story that needs to continue. So thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Shout out to Booty Call Me, who says, I've been asking you to play PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds since it first came out. Glad you're finally getting to it. Chewbacca asked me if I'm aware about the Monster Hunter beta. Yes, I am. I already mentioned it on this pre-stream. Boz did a 110-bit cheer. Thank you, Boz. Booty Call Me did another cheer and says, well, should we tip you or cheer and give to charity? Well, here's the thing. If you want to see me continue to do my live streams daily, if you want to see me continue to be in this house and do the quality of stuff that I've been doing, then please tip me, all right? If you can't do that, which I understand, there's some people who say, man, I just don't have the means to do that. Maybe I've earned bits via, you know, watching ads, or, you know, sometimes I use my credit card or whatever. Even though I think you could use a credit card tipping anyway. I don't even know, because I don't, you know, obviously I haven't used my own tip thing to tip myself. But for whatever reason, there's some people who say they can't tip. Fine, you know, that's cool. I don't look a gift horse in the mouth. You guys who are cheering, I still appreciate it. I mean, that's income, sadly, that I won't get until February when it's too late to help with my tax situation. But, you know, if you can only cheer, then please cheer, you know. And yes, definitely include the hashtag charity if you can. All right? But right now, the tips are going to help me more directly. All right, Iconic Christian did 100-bit cheer. He says, how's it going? I'm excited to see you play Life is Strange episodes 2 and 3. Well, I'm excited to finally finish it. You know, I'm way behind here. So let's wrap it up today. And then Booty Call Me did another 10-bit cheer. Or Knights did a 10-bit cheer. He says, what's your favorite gen Pokemon you can recall back to, and what's your favorite region? I can't answer that. Or Knights, you may not be aware of this. I've only played the original Pokemon, Pokemon Blue. And then after that, I never played a Pokemon game again until just a couple years ago. And which was it? Pokemon Omega Ruby, I believe I played. And then just recently, what was it, last year? I played that other Pokemon game. I can't even remember what it was. Those are the only 3 Pokemon games I ever played. So it's not like I'm an avid Pokemon fan who's played several generations. And I could tell you the difference between the regions and the gens. I can't. I've only played the first one and then the most recent ones. So honestly, I couldn't legitimately answer your question only because I don't have enough knowledge and I don't feel well versed enough in Pokemon to legitimately answer your question. Sorry. And then shout out to Concrete Casket, who did a 100-bit cheer. All right, so there you go. Not too many shout outs before we start with gameplay today. That's fine. Hopefully you guys enjoy the stream. Again, anything that you do, cheering, subbing, or tipping, I'll give you a shout out. And I am appreciative of that. And I'm belching to try to get the gas out of my system before we start. There you go. Pretty good, right? Banish is asking, will I take a break between episodes? Probably. Makes sense, right? If an episode is like 1.5 to 2 hours long, I'll probably do episode 2, take my break between there, and then come back. And we'll do episode 3 and finish it up. Sound good? And then I got a troll cheer from Brickleberry Fan. I'm not even going to bother reading because it's stupid. There you go. There you go. All right, everybody. Are we ready? Are we ready to begin? The conclusion of Life is Strange. I hope we are ready. All right, get ready, folks. Get ready. Glitch Craze is claiming these episodes are 3 hours each. If that's the case, we're not finishing this today. Because literally no one told me that. The first episode was not 3 hours long. So, all right, let's begin. Let's see how long these episodes actually are. Because if they are, I'm not finishing them today. That's crazy. I'm not doing 7 hours of Life is Strange today. That's insane. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Life is Strange, Before the Storm. Let's finish this.